Hey everybody, it's the coach, and this is Madden 19 on EA Sports. Up next, we've got what ought to be a great matchup between the Oakland Raiders and the Kansas City Chiefs. After 2 weeks on the road, they're finally ready for the home opener at Arrowhead Stadium. Standing by on the call, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
All right, Coach, from one of the loudest venues in the NFL, there's a look at Arrowhead Stadium here in Kansas City. A few moments ago, the emotional leader of the Chiefs defense, Eric Berry, making his way out of the tunnel. He and his mates will get set to do battle with the Oakland Raiders. Hello again, everybody. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Godden. And Charles, we look at this Chiefs ball club. It's been a great start to the season. Back-to-back wins to begin the campaign.
Yeah, you don't want to get too excited. There's still a lot of season to go, but they've come out playing good fundamental football, and that might carry them a long way.
On the other side of the field for the visiting Raiders, they come in at an early crossroads here, facing a tough opponent on the road where a loss would make them 0-3.
And when you start that way, doubts really start to creep into a locker room, and guys start to battle each other instead of worrying about winning games.
It's the first weekend of autumn, and the NFL is in full swing as off we go on EA Sports. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. So here are the Chiefs now coming out for their opening drive. As we get a peek at the former Red Raider and 10th pick in the 2017 draft, Patrick Mahomes.
And it felt like in watching the game tape, he got everyone involved last week.
He was a manager.
He really was. That's a great way to put it because they ran the ball some, they threw it accurately. One touchdown pass, so he didn't, break the bank doing that, but he didn't throw any interceptions. That's the bottom line. That's why a defense loves a quarterback like that. Doesn't put them in bad situations.
First carry now for Kareem Hunt, and he'll get this one up to the 26. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. And this O-line, it is the lifeblood of the offense.
They established the tone. Mean, nasty, physical. They can't wait to get after people. That allows the rest of the offense to feel confident.
Gets it on the draw from Mahomes. And he powers his way up past the 30. Carl Joseph up from his safety spot to make the play. Here's how they'll line things up on the defensive side of the ball for Oakland. Currently #1 in the NFL against the run.
Now if they could just get their pass defense in line, this unit would be really, really strong. And remember the conversation with the defensive coordinator? He wants them to rush the passer better. He wants to see the quarterback on the ground. They've got to create some sacks.
And he said it starts early and often. We'll see if they can get to him. And they'll look to avoid an early 3 and out here on 3rd and 4.
Ready! Blue 45! Blue 45!
From the gun, it's Mahomes. He is going to find Hill here. An 11-yard pickup, and it's enough for a Chiefs first down.
And Brandon, from our time in college football, where receivers weren't running the traditional NFL route tree, one thing they did learn, find open areas, find soft spots, and set up and catch the ball. And I think we just saw that there.
Yeah, we saw that indeed, picking up the first.
There we go now.
They go play action here on first down. On target over the middle of the hill. And he'll be taken down, but not before getting this inside the 30. A really good pickup of 28 yards. And he's already got 2 catches on the opening drive. They know he's going to be a handful.
And sometimes you game plan for that offensively. You want to make sure that guy touches the ball, and sometimes it just happens naturally. And then you change your game plan. When he has the hot hand, you keep going back to him because he's running routes with confidence as the game goes on.
Now here's a pass on first down that's knocked away and incomplete. And as a first-rounder, a lot of eyes on him, a lot of expectations.
And he has to play well in his rookie year. Those days of coddling guys and bringing them along slowly, those days are long gone. When you're drafted in the first round, they expect you to play right away. And the community's eyes and fan base, they'll be on you the entire way.
They added a lot of talent to a roster that really needed an infusion of youth. They got a very good infusion of youth.
And they didn't really reach to get anyone as well. They stuck to their draft philosophy, got the best players they could at the time they were drafting, and inserted them into their lineup.
Another throw on second down, and this one incomplete as well. This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10. Again, they'll throw with Mahomes. Complete, the tight end, Kelsey. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. Now we have Kelsey, slow to get back to his feet. Appears to be shaken up. We'll step aside and get an update when we return to Arrowhead. A first trip to the red zone for KC. They have a 1st and 10 at the 18.
Here we go now.
Operating from the red zone now, Mahomes. Looking right side, and that's complete to Watkins. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. That throw good for 4. It's 2nd down.
In so many ways, throwing the hitch route is actually one of the safer things an offense can do. Get the ball out to the receiver as fast as possible, hope he's got man-to-man coverage, and hope that his athleticism wins on the perimeter.
Throwing now is Mahomes. And nearly an interception here on their opening drive. But instead, 3rd down.
I know in every game we do, we talk about momentum. That was a momentum play lost. And now there could be a letdown because they didn't get the interception.
Yeah, you could almost hear the collective gasp on the sideline as he could not come up with that football. And now the 3rd down throw incomplete as well. And the trick play doesn't work. Good reaction there defensively, and it'll be 4th down. And the kick by Butker is good. And the Chiefs are out to a 3-0 lead. So the field goal there caps what winds up to be an 11-play drive.
Well, buddy, that's a lot of offense to run there to only get 3 points. I just wonder, are they going to recycle those plays because they were successful in getting 3? Or do you go to another section of the playbook trying to find ones that get you into the end zone and get you 6?
So here comes the Raiders offense now onto the field. Commanding the offense will be Lamar Jackson, the electric quarterback out of the University of Louisville.
And frankly, this is the type of game that a great quarterback relishes because 0-2 on the road, everything's against him and his team. No one can expect them to win. Sometimes you band together real tight in that situation, and if he plays really well, they've got a chance to get that done.
They've got good starting field position as they come up here 1st and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. They'll get about 4 as he's past the 35 to the 38-yard line. A look now at the Oakland offense.
One of the things I like to do when I'm scouting players is talk to those who knew him before, and I ended up finding out that Amari Cooper has been like a professional route runner since the time he was 6 or 7 years old, has always taken the game seriously, has always worked on his craft, and you see evidence of that each and every week on an NFL field. Couple that with his athletic ability, that's one big reason he's finding himself open in the NFL.
Now Jackson on second down. This one caught left side by Cooper. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. No gain on the play there. Second down. Time to check the defensive starters here for Kansas City. They were terrific in the win over Tennessee a week ago.
And it was the pass rush that really keyed their victory. Got to the quarterback 6 times for sacks and plenty of other turbulence in the pocket for him as well.
Second down, here's Jackson. Now they go screen, it's complete. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 45-yard line. They'll wind up losing 3 yards here. And it'll be a third and about 13. Jackson from the shotgun. Wide open, that's complete to Dalton Schultz. And he'll be brought down at the 45-yard line. They pick up 10, but it'll still lead to a 4th down.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
And that was a good start getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them. Most of these guys are self-motivated. They have a lot of pride in their performance.
And last week in the loss, 5 punts as he gets this one away. And that is much too long. That's into the end zone for a touchback. And now here comes Kansas City. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
They'll start with Hunt on the ground. Fights forward for only about a yard up to the 21. The numbers on the ground for Hunt a week ago. 16 carries, 78 yards.
Well, this is where it becomes a challenge for the offensive coordinator. He's got a bell cow at tailback right now. Number 3 in the league in rushing, within shouting distance of the lead. But at the same time, if the passing game is open, he's got to take advantage of that too.
On second down, here's Mahomes. And that's complete to Jesse James. And he'll get to the 29-yard line, brought down there. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face third down.
Let's not quibble about the gain there on second down. That was a positive play because that was a take-what-you-can-get situation. Got out to the tight end. Now it gives them a much better opportunity to convert on third down.
The Chiefs on third down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. They're up against a 3rd and 1 situation.
Blue 45.
Mahomes going to hand it off to Hunt. And he's able to get it to the 33. Good enough for a first down. A gain of 4 that time as the drive continues.
Brandon, what were they thinking on defense there? That looked like they were playing for the pass. That was 3rd and short. Yeah, it was an easy pickup because they handed it to him. That was way too easy.
Just looked like absolute confusion defensively. Not sure why they were in that set.
Yeah, I'd say you ought to have a few men in the box there.
they'll stick with it on first down. And that one blown up quickly as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. It'll be a loss of 1, and it'll be 2nd and 11. Well, he's picking up where he left off last week, a tackle for loss there. And remember, coming off the end a week ago, 4 of them.
And I like how you said picking up, because that means he's probably using his hands really well. I know people don't think about it a whole lot. He's got to use those to control the people trying to block him, shed them, and get to the ball carrier in the offensive backfield.
They'll roll him out right. He turned that into a nice gain, gets him 8 yards closer for 3rd down.
They brought the blitz that time, and I thought they were going to get to him, but instead, he flipped it on its ear and ended up picking up positive yardage.
I thought he was dead to rights, but you are exactly correct, sir, able to turn that into a positive gain. The Chiefs on 3rd down. They've been good, 3 for 4 thus far. This time they face a 3rd and 2. Now Mahomes on the bootleg. He's just going to dump this one off to his fullback out of the backfield. Give him 7 yards on the play, and they do pick up the conversion on 3rd down.
And the big guy catches the ball out of the backfield, and oftentimes that's quite a surprise to the guys playing defense, because not ordinarily thought as a pass catcher, it often works when they decide to dial it up.
Mahomes now 6 of 10 in this first half. He's got his guys a first down here. Play fake there to Hunt. Now Mahomes. Rolling to his right. And some room to maneuver. And he'll take it down shy of the 45 at the 46. The improv on the scramble there gets him 6, and it'll be 2nd down.
Now, that was not a bad scramble there on 1st down. He didn't force it, nor did he throw it away. He was able to take off, and now he made it a very manageable 2nd and short.
Now Mahomes throwing on 2nd down. And this is caught by Martavis Bryant. And he'll be down deep into Oakland territory. An outstanding pickup there for the Chiefs. 41 yards.
There will always be a place for methodically marching the ball downfield. But when you can pick it up in big chunks and strike like that, have explosive plays, that's often the difference in winning and losing. Those types of plays that can knock a defense off balance, that'll drive a team towards a victory.
Goal line offense, something they've really been emphasizing in practice lately. Now they have a chance here to put all that hard work to use.
Green 90.
Now Mahomes. Escaping the pressure right. He'll wind up getting right about 4 there on the scramble, and it's 2nd down. He'd had some success as a runner previously on this drive, just not as much space there that time.
Yeah, this time when he pulled it down, they were ready for him, so I think he's going to have to fling a few in order to open up that running lane again.
Run another play. The clock hits 000. And time is up on the first quarter. 3-0 is our score. EA Sports NFL Sunday returns following this.
The NFL on EA Sports is fueled by Gatorade, the sports fuel company.
Back now with Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin as the Chiefs in possession of the football as we begin the second quarter. And they'll come up looking to keep this drive moving. They'll try to run with Hunt, and he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. They'll lose a yard, and it brings up 3rd.
That's a tough one right there. He ran right to the teeth of the blitz as the linebacker was freed up in order to stop that one for a loss. I think quarterbacks got to see that. Got to find a way to audible into something a little more advantageous.
They've been denied touchdowns in the red zone twice already. Here comes 3rd and goal.
Blue.
shotgun snap to Mahomes. And that is out of the back of the end zone, incomplete.
They converted twice on third down that drive already, but couldn't make it a third. We always talk about in-game adjustments. How about what the defense did there, able to shut them down on that attempt?
So out comes a field goal team now for the second time here today. Less than an extra point attempt here. This is an 18-yarder. And Butker able to put this one through. And that will make it 6-0. A dozen plays on that drive that ends with the field goal.
Let's go ahead and break out some of the old chestnuts here, right, partner? Keep the ball in front, rally to it, and make the tackle, right? No big plays given up, no balls over your head. Bend, don't break.
Hold on. Chestnuts?
You like
Come
that
on.
one?
What does that mean, break out? Just because you break chestnuts?
I'm not sure about that, but I'm just going with why they said that. I have no idea.
And now Oakland ready to take the field. They punted last time they had it. What steps, Charles, you think they have to take to make sure they don't do that again?
Well, let's just go to the football 101, the trade expression 101. Win first down. Make 5, 6, 7 yards on first down and make it a 2nd and 3, 2nd and manageable. Keep accumulating first downs that way. Keep moving the football. You don't want to get behind the sticks because then the defense has the advantage.
They'll throw on first down with Jackson. Looking left side, and he's got a man. It's Schultz. And they'll take him down at the 31-yard line. A gain of 6 there on first. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
Six yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4.
Hurry up, here we go. 3-19. 3-19.
From the gun, Jackson. Throwing the out route, incomplete. It's Baldwin. First target, first catch, and a first down.
What I love about watching the passing game nowadays is that the one-dimensional receiver is really starting to leave the game. You've got to be able to do it all. Of course, you got to run fast. Of course, you got to catch the ball. But route running savvy and toughness, there's a premium for all of that now.
First and 10, it's Jackson, eluding the pressure right. The improv on the scramble there gets him 6, and it'll be 2nd down.
And we have to give credit to him for buying time and extending the play. But you know, there's some really upset defenders on that one. They thought that they had him. Instead, he was coated in Teflon and got away.
Hurry up, here we go. Blue 90. Blue 90.
On 2nd down, Jackson finding his safety valve here. That's complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. That one will go as a gain of 11. Raiders having a first down as well.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
So now 1st and 10 in Chiefs territory at the 47.
Hurry up, here we go. Green 39. Green 39.
And they'll try the ground game here with the running back. And he's brought down. They get 10 more there, and I believe that'll be enough for another first down. It will.
You don't have to be a finished product to show some pretty good glimpses of what could be in this league, and we just saw an example of it on that nice run there. And I looked at him coming out of college. I saw a guy with raw terrific ability, and I couldn't wait to see how it was going to be harnessed and polished up in the NFL. In fact, some people thought he could play a little slot receiver as well as run the football. This guy has the ability to be a big-time player with more seasoning.
Jackson on first down. And nearly picked off there. Almost intercepted. Instead, second down. But prior to that, he had hit his first 6 passes to start the game, so on a nice little run to begin.
It feels like this offense has carried its dress rehearsal into the game. You know, because you do practice it, you do go through it, and in this case, it is clicking exactly like they drew it up.
Hurry up, here we go. 3-19.
Again on 2nd and 10, it's Jackson. He finds his target, it's Schultz. And this play will be blown up. He'll lose yardage back at the 38.
If you're a selfish player and you're throwing the ball, you're cool with the completion. Maybe not so cool with the yardage loss, though, huh?
Yeah, you went backwards on the yardage. It kind of works like a sack for the defense there.
Yeah, it's a really big play for them, right? Able to figure it out, sniff it out, and finish it off.
And this now 3rd and 11 after that second down completion actually went back a yard.
Now let's go.
From the gun, it's Jackson. Looking for Baldwin, intercepted. Picked off by David Anderson. And this return is going to be halted right around the 28-yard line.
Well, that's a drive killer right there. Not a really confident throw either. This one was kind of up for grabs, and it's going to come down the hands of the wrong team.
And now here comes Kansas City. And they had 3 points last time, but they didn't want 3 points because they were well within range of scoring a touchdown. We'll see if they can do better now.
I'm with you on that one. Let's just go ahead and be frank about the whole thing. The only one happy about the 3-point...
The kicker.
Exactly. You put it through the post. That's going to help him in contract time. But that offense, they're thinking, let's get in the end zone this time.
I don't know if that helped him in contract time. You could have kicked that one through.
I don't know about that.
I don't know about that.
Super tough.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Give him 13 yards there and a Kansas City first down.
We don't talk about it very often, but sometimes there's a dip in intensity when you start the second half, which can manifest itself in some sloppy tackling. And that about right there, he ran right through that weak tackle attempt.
Clock running, under 4 to play now as they come up on 1st and 10.
Hey, you got 3. Ready, green.
They'll run it here with Hunt. And this play will be blown up. He'll lose yardage back at the 38. The loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down.
I know when I was a kid, I always got real excited when I saw those lateral-type runs. But the best backs that made it happen, they put a foot in the ground and just go. That didn't happen there. That play got swallowed up.
Ready, green, 90.
This is Hunt. And he'll take this up over the 40 to about the 41. 3 yards on the pickup there, and they've got it back to 3rd and 10.
Sometimes your philosophies get challenged at times you don't want them to. They did try to stick to the running game on the first 2 plays. Didn't amount to much.
And now facing a 3rd and long at the outset of this drive. Mahomes now to throw. Looking for Watkins, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Carl Joseph. And they will take over at the 26-yard line.
Well, I tell you, Brandon, this ball's intercepted, but it is 3rd down. So the silver lining is that since this is so far down the field and there wasn't a big run back associated with it, really this kind of works like a punt. It's not an altogether bad result.
Now the Oakland Cleveland offense heading back onto the field to take over. And this is a unit that, to be frank, doesn't look like they've woken up yet. I mean, a punt and a turnover on their first 2 drives.
And I think the game's starting to take shape a little bit now. And I'm going to take it into the basketball world. When you're having trouble scoring or moving the ball in basketball, what do? Get it to their best player, right? Find a matchup, create it, exploit it, and try and move the football.
All right, here we go. 319! 319!
After the interception, here's Jackson. Flush to his right. Oh, he's got a little daylight. And he'll get it up to the 33-yard line. Nice work to get 7 out of that, and it's 2nd down.
Well, he did a nice job keeping his eyes downfield, waiting for someone to get open. But once the pressure forced his eyes down to see the rush, it was time to make a break for it.
To throw on 2nd down, Jackson. And this one is incomplete. I know he wants to get his team back in the game, but a 50-50 ball right there that maybe was a little questionable.
Yeah, he's pretty lucky to get that one back. I think that sometimes these quarterbacks play with a lot of confidence that borders on arrogance, and that can put your team in some Dutch. Yeah,
especially maybe want to look at some safer routes after the interception he had that ended their last drive. So the incomplete pass on the last play, and that leads us to a 3rd and 3. Here's Jackson, operating from the middle. And it's a short one here, complete to his tight end. Catch number 4 for him on the afternoon, and it'll give him a 1st down. Throwing on 1st down, it's Jackson. And that is caught on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge. The throw took him a little too far. It's 2nd down.
Out routes are always timing routes. And if the timing's off just a little bit, it can really throw off a play. It looked like he led him a little too much there.
Yeah, there was a fraction of a second because he caught it, just couldn't stay in bounds. An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10.
Now let's go! 319!
They'll run it now out of the gun. He only got a couple on that one, so not a ton of help. They'll have a 3rd and 8 forthcoming. 2 minutes to play here in the first half. We're back to Arrowhead after this. And we remind you, coming up at the half, we'll join who, Charles?
The coach.
The coach, Jonathan Coachman, standing by in Orlando. He'll have stats and scores from games in progress, as well as scores from earlier today.
The coach.
Sorry, we get slap happy up here sometimes. The Raiders on 3rd down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 8. Here's Jackson. He's got his man on the crossing route. And he's taken down, but not before he gets this into enemy territory across the 40. Now Jackson on 1st down. Finds Roberts left side. And this time not quite to the 30. He'll be down at the 31-yard line. The Raiders going to use one of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. 6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4.
Set. Green 39. Gun. Green 39. Gun. Hot. Hot.
They'll run it now out of the gun. Now the ball comes loose, and I think the Chiefs have it. They do.
The psychology of the game never ceases to amaze me because you would think there would never be a fumble from what we hear from coaches all the time, right?
And how much they practice not fumbling.
Practice it, preach it, talk about it all the time. You would think no one would ever turn it over. Yet they are humans out there running around, and we just saw another one.
Opportunistic by the defense. Kareem Hunt and the rest of the offense making their way back out there. And no doubt he's come out of the gate strong. Only in week 3, and you see the numbers thus far.
And we always talk about identity, setting a tone, you know, getting the groundwork laid for the season or for a game. And that's what they've done with the running game so far. It reminds me of when I first went to the University of Tennessee. And believe it or not, I was a quarterback for a day and a half. And the first practice session, the first play we ran was 28 pitch, which is a toss sweep. And I remember the offense coordinator saying, that's our identity, that's our bread and butter, that's the basis of our offense. We got to get that down right here, right now. I think we're seeing some of that in this running game here.
So did you not get that down, and that's why you were moved to the defense, or what?
I don't know for that reason, but I do know I saw a couple of guys throw, and immediately they were saying, you know, you need to learn how to backpedal.
Hey, you turn into a heck of a DB, though, partner. The Raiders on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. They need just a yard here. It's 3rd and 1.
All right, here we go. 319. 319. Hot.
Now whistles here, and I believe one of the Raider linemen might have been moving.
False start, offense.
And that'll be accepted, of course, and that moves him back 5.
Still 3rd down.
Well, that's a tough, costly penalty because now it makes it 3rd and 6 after the false start.
4 down. Hurry up, here we go. Blue landed. Hot.
Jackson. That is going to go down. They get to him back at the 40. Chris Jones with a big-time sack on 3rd down. And it'll be a loss of 7.
2 sacks last week, another one right here. He's been unblockable lately. I think that goes all the way back to not just his offseason, but the film study he's been doing during the week, because I think he's found matchups that he likes, and he's capitalizing.
And a few times he's even defeated double teams. He doesn't care at this point. Here now, Johnny Townsend, as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. And now we'll get a delay here as they try to give themselves a little more room for the punt.
Delay of game, offense.
I think they're just a product of trying to buy themselves 5 extra yards.
And they want to help their punter out, right? Help with the angle, trying to pin the ball deep. That's exactly what they did there.
Here now, Johnny Townsend, as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. His first punt, 45 yards. This looks good as well. And a little too much mustard on that one. It hits a couple yards into the end zone. A missed opportunity there maybe to pin him back. And with time running down, they go down to a knee. So a couple of field goals, that's all we've been able to muster through 2 quarters of play. 6-0 is our count at the break. As we send you down to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, thanks. And welcome in everybody to our EA Sports Halftime Report. Time for a look around the NFL here in Week 3 of the new year. We'll start out west at the StubHub Center in Carson, and that one tied 14 apiece in the second quarter. From there, we're off to check out another game. And they were losers in that one to the visiting New York Giants. 27-6, the final score. Finally, let's get to the country music capital of the world and see what's happening with the Titans at home in Nashville. And they were losers in that one as they fall to the visiting Denver Broncos. Case Keenum, sharp in the victory as his guys bounce back from a tough start to the year to claim victory number 1. Meanwhile, in our game, it's been a defensive struggle. Which offense can break through in the second half? To find out, let's hand it over to our broadcast team of Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. Here comes Ryan Switzer to return it. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. Out comes the Raiders offense. They'll go on offense first to start quarter number 3. I would say they went 3 and out last time, but actually they didn't even get to 3 and out. Still a strange decision to us here in the booth.
Yeah, let's hope they don't go 1 and out, but maybe, possibly, let's try and think with them here. Try and play field position maybe, turn the ball over, put it in the hands of their defense. Who knows?
You're a nice man. Throwing now, Jackson on first down. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out, incomplete. We saw this a lot in the first half, and it continues. These receivers just not able to get much separation.
So that means they have to win the 50-50 balls. They've got to go up with the defender and find a way to start coming down with them.
And this time, contact and another incomplete pass. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. Now a handoff looking right. And he stopped immediately there. Calling no gain on the run there, and now they'll be looking at a 3rd down.
He has elite instincts from his linebacker spot. He's able to diagnose the run and flies in like a missile to stop that one behind the line of scrimmage.
Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
Here we go now.
The pressure drops off as they'll look to throw. He finds Roberts, complete. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 12 yards there as they keep this drive rolling. It's another first down.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route, drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
This quarterback now 11 of 16 through the air. It's 1st and 10.
Here we go now. Blue Lightning. Blue Lightning.
From the gun, Jackson flushed out right. And he's got room. The quick feet. And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. But this will get out of bounds, so possession will stay the same. No one there to help out downfield, but no problem. Scrambling for 22 and a first.
Now I have to admit, partner, that I've often thought that I don't like this rule, where the offensive player fumbles the ball, it goes out of bounds, and they get to keep it.
That's just because you're a defensive guy. That's why you don't like it.
Yeah, you're right. It is a slanted view, isn't it?
But this is where, for the offensive team, the sideline is their friend. Usually it's not there for him.
Yeah, exactly right. I actually played for a guy in college. You know what he used to name the sideline? Sammy. Sammy sideline, and use him well.
So now 1st and 10 in Chiefs territory at the 36.
Here we go now. Blue 90. Blue 90.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he won't get much. Maybe a couple. Down inside the 35 to the 34.
Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, it's the 3rd quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game.
Now let's go. Blue 90. Blue 90.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And they'll get this one down to about the 20-yard line. 14 yards is the pickup there at a Raider first.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Has had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice, because you're right, he struggled, especially in that first half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him.
Took till the second half, but finally a red zone opportunity here. 1st and 10 right at the 20. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up 2nd down.
We've seen good cover skills on display throughout this game, really from both teams. And there's another nice example there of them making it difficult to complete a pass.
After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20.
Now let's go. Green 39. Green 39.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll take this inside the 20 and down to the 18. Just a couple there on the 2nd down run. Now they're staring at a 3rd and 8 situation.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker. And what that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
The Raiders on 3rd down. They've hit it 50%, 3 of 6 to this point. This is 3rd and 8.
Let's go. Blue 90.
Jackson now. From the downhill throw. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
This defense is continuing to contest every deep ball that is thrown downfield. And look, it doesn't matter whether you're playing man or zone. Eventually that becomes man on man. And you got to trust yourself and go up at that moment of truth and make a play on the football.
Giorgio Tavecchio now for the Raider field goal. This just a 35-yard attempt from the left hash. The kick by Tavecchio is good. And they are on the board, trailing now 6-3. So the drive stalls out inside the 15-yard line, but they do get 3.
And I've talked with enough players nowadays, and when they have these types of kicks, that no one says to their guy, hey, that's just like making an extra point, piece of cake. Because the extra point is not a piece of cake anymore. But kicking a field goal from that distance, just give him confidence and let him knock it through.
So just a 3-point game now as they send this one away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. So here's the Chiefs offense ready for their first reps in half number 2. Mahomes will lead the Chiefs up 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line.
Hey, here we go now. Green 90. Green 90.
They'll begin the drive with Hunt. And he's able to plow forward up to about the 29, just shy of the 30. Yeah, give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
Here we go now. Green 90. Green 90.
And now whistles and a flag, and I think we got a jump here.
Encroachment, defense.
So 5 yards there as one of the big guys up front moved.
And in a 4-3
Still
front,
down.
you've got the 2 defensive tackles right near the football. I know there's a lot of movement around there, but they're always taught to have one eye on the football. Apparently, that didn't happen.
So after the penalty, now they need just a yard on 2nd down.
Here we go now. Green 39. Green 39.
They'll run again with Hunt. And he's got some space here. And to the 42-yard line here and brought down there. It's an 8-yard pickup and leads to a new set of downs.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball, protect this lead, give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them.
Green 90. Green 90.
Now it's Hunt. And 3 yards there takes him to the 45. Now it appears we've got a Chief moving pretty gingerly down there. We'll step aside and get an update when we return to Arrowhead. Now they'll throw with Mahomes. Blitz coming, and down he goes. Khalil Mack in there to drop him, and it'll be a loss of about 8. Chalk that up as their first sack in this game, and they tallied 4 a week ago.
And probably not as much exultation in that sack as what took us so long. Because when you get 4 the previous week, you're counting on continuing that momentum. They didn't get that done in the first half of the game. Let's see now if they start to bring even more exotic pressure towards the quarterback.
Gonna need better protection here. 3rd and long following the sack from Mahomes and company.
Hey. Here we go now. Blue 45.
From the gun, it's Mahomes. He is gonna find Hill here. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. It'll be a pickup of 16 and a Chiefs first down. He's such a good route runner. Shows it there on 3rd down. Very proficient and a good pass.
And you know what I've observed over the years in the NFL? The better a route runner you are, the more confidence your guy's going to have in you to go to you in important times because he can trust you being in the right spot, and they connected there and picked up a first down.
Into a double team and hit behind the line. He lost the football. It's loose. And the Raiders pick it up. And his guys are going to take over at the 39-yard line. To take the field. And last time able to get 3. It's not what they wanted. They wanted 6, but they got at least something. They mustered something out of the drive.
They'll take it. I like the way you've described it. Not ideal, but they'll take it. Anything to put some points on the board. But this time on offense, they don't even want to see the field goal kicker trot on the field. They want that ball in the end zone.
Yeah, they'll be going for 6.
Here we go now. Green 39.
And they'll go with the ground attack here. Now he'll be brought down just shy of midfield at the 49-yard line. Give him 10 yards on the pickup, and that'll make it 2nd and a foot or so.
Partner, I remember a coaching friend of mine used to tell his running backs before games, make sure you run and jog with your offensive line in pregame. Get used to the ground shaking when those big behemoths start to create space for you up front. He did a pretty good job of just following those guys through there for a nice explosive run.
Jackson on second down. And he's going to drop this off to his fullback. And he'll be brought down at the 48-yard line. Only 3 there on the pickup, but that's enough to move the chains.
Now, that's often a surprise for the defensive guys when they see the big fella slide out of the backfield and catch the ball. Not something they usually go over in practice very often.
This quarterback now 5 straight completions here in this second half. 1st and 10.
Now let's go. Green 39. Green 39.
Jackson from the shotgun. He'll get this one to Switzer. 5 yards on the catch there. Brings up second down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
2nd and 5 after the 5-yard completion on 1st down.
All right, here we go. Green 39. Green 39.
Operating from the gun. Jackson. And he's going to go down. Back near midfield at the 49.
So one quick, easy analysis about why they've struggled so far. They keep putting themselves in 3rd and long situations. They just took another sack right there.
And the offensive film session tomorrow may be a little longer than it normally is.
Not a lot of positive grades will be handed out thus far.
The Raiders on 3rd down. 3 for 7 so far in this game. This is 3rd down and 12.
Hurry up, here we go.
Now Jackson operating from the gun. It's caught on the left side by Baldwin. And he'll be taken down at the 44-yard line. They get 7 there, but it brings up 4th.
I know many people like to throw to the tight end, maybe in a little flexed out position because he creates mismatches with his size. The slot receivers do the same thing with their quickness, their speed, and their route running savvy.
In the books. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. We're back now in KC. It's been a very hotly contested game to this point. Just a field goal separating these two teams as we get set for the 4th quarter. So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. And this will be spotted on the other side of the field. It's a 61-yard attempt. And they're not going to get the snap off. This might back him out of field goal range.
Delay of game, offense.
That's going to set him back 5 yards.
Still 4th down.
Here now, Johnny Townsend, as he's on to punt for Oakland. Calls for the fair catch, makes the fair catch just inside the 15-yard line. No return, but it goes down as just a punt of 31 yards. And it's Chiefs football, 1st and 10. Here's the Kansas City offense now as they get set to take over. And there are parts of their drive they'd like to emulate, and of course they'd like to forget the ending, the interception, but they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part two, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. It's the only way you can get it done.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets this football out shy of the 30 to the 29. Give him 15 yards on that one. Kansas City has a first down.
But Brandon, pace comes into play now because they've got the advantage. They've got the football, but they've got to be very careful about what speed they're going to play. You know, my music teacher back in New Paltz, this is my Beamer Bagley, used to say, don't go prestissimo when you really want to go largo. And what she meant by that is don't go too fast when you really want to go at a nice, slow, deliberate pace.
I am speechless. I am without speech. We saw a number of good games earlier today. This one might top all of those. It's been a dandy as we come up on 1st and 10. They go again with Collins. And he'll lose yardage here, going down back at the 28. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down. Run blitz there defensively, something we might see more of here in the fourth quarter.
I think we'll see a lot of it, and the difference between that and a pass blitz, you're just trying to get to the quarterback. You're trying to scheme someone open who will get to the QB and make sure he gets on the ground. In a run blitz, you're actually trying to cover up gaps, trying to cover up holes so they can't run the football.
Ace! Here we go now. Green, 39.
On second down, Collins. 7 yards on the carry. Make it 3rd and 4 coming up. The fourth quarter here, they've got the lead. They want to keep it on the ground. That's what they're doing.
Smart football. Keep the clock grinding. Keep it going. But you got to figure now, they're going to see more people stacked up at the line of scrimmage as they try and bleed it out.
The Chiefs on 3rd down. They've had good success, 5 for 8 to this point. This is 3rd and 4.
Green, 39.
Working from the gun, Mahomes. A battle for it here, and this will be caught. So here's a 1st and 10 now in Raider territory at the 30-yard line.
Here we go. Green, 39.
Play fake there to Hunt. Now Mahomes. And down he goes. Brought down a Raider sack. Khalil Mack in there to pick up his 2nd sack now of the afternoon. They've been moving the ball well offensively, really getting into a groove. Last play, pass completion. Now, finally, the defense gets there.
And you have to find a way to disrupt their rhythm. Do you do it with coverage, or do you do it with pressure? They elected to go with pressure, and it was the right call.
Now Collins. And nothing doing here as this time the run maybe gets him back to the line of scrimmage, but that's it. On the tackle that time, Bruce Irvin.
And this is why the head coach gets paid the big bucks. Look at where they are in this situation, partner. Do you throw the ball here in a long-distance situation? Do you run it again and trust your defense and make sure you take care of the ball and punt it away? What kind of options do you have here, and what do you trust more on your team?
Yeah, they may have just pushed him back into that throwing situation. And the way in for a Kansas City touchdown. Bilal Powell, his first touchdown of the new season, and the Chiefs add on to their lead. Getting your back involved, what's the importance there in the passing game?
Well, oftentimes you can create mismatches because who's going to cover it, and you get him into space, which is where he likes to operate with the ball in his hands. Oftentimes makes people miss, gets that run after the catch, and off he goes.
And into the end zone. Harrison Butker is on for the extra point. Point after, right down the middle. And his guys will take a 10-point lead. Butker now to kick this one away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get it up to the 29-yard line. And now Oakland ready to take the field. And with this deficit, you can't have too many more drives like the last drive where you had to punt it away.
You know what I would tell my offense right here? The punter doesn't exist, guys. He doesn't even exist. He's not a team anymore. I just cut him, all right? So you've got to go out and create some offense for us here and give us some points. No way does that guy get on the field on this drive.
Poor punter.
Yeah, it wasn't his fault. But listen, there's got to be casualties at times. We're trying to win a game.
Watch him now, Barney.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And they take him down, losing yardage back at the 27. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up second down.
Well, that's pretty symptomatic about how things have gone here. That play was just shut down right from the start.
And not going to give them a lot of confidence to help turn things around. On second down, here's Jackson. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by the free safety, Eric Berry. And he is going to bring this back inside the 20 to the 18-yard line.
Partner, we always talk about possessions being at a premium in these games. And now in this situation, throwing an interception here when you have to claw your way back in, that one's going to hurt, and in a big way.
Kansas City. It's a quick turnaround for them after the turnover, but the way they moved it on their last drive, they're probably eager to get right back at it.
And you know me and you know my tendencies in this situation. What do I want right now?
Be aggressive.
Be aggressive. Take your shot right here.
Here's a first down run with Collins. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up second down. Got to figure now, after getting that turnover, they're just going to be happy to keep the ball on the ground, right?
This is where covering the football, taking care of the ball, all the ball security terms that have ever been used, they come into play for the guys on offense right now. Just take care of it, and they've got a good chance of ending up winning this game.
On second down, here's Mahomes. This is caught. Watkins. And he will take it on in for a Chiefs touchdown. Sammy Watkins, his second touchdown on the season. And the Chiefs use the short field to their advantage as they cash in for 6.
Partner, remember that old film of Peyton Manning going through the route tree with his great receivers in Indianapolis? I think we're seeing the results of the same type of work here today. These guys know each other so well, they don't even have to call the play. They can just look each other and know the route that's going to be run, and usually the connection is perfect.
Extra point splits the uprights, and that'll make this a 3-score game now. The lead moves to 17. Butker now to kick this one away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Lamar Jackson marching back onto the field. And that interception that ended their previous drive likely also ended any shot they had at victory.
Yeah, long road back from here, no doubt about that one. But let's face it, if you're going to go out there and compete, you want to try and end on a strong note, don't you?
Absolutely. It won't end in a victory like you said, but they can maybe take something positive out of this one. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And he'll get it up to the 33-yard line. A good pickup there, 8 yards on the first down completion. Decent start to the drive, but let's face it, they need a lot of things to go right in a short amount of time, down 3 scores.
Yeah, they're going to run their 2-minute offense here in this game, but this is for future games. Can they get better and be ready for the next time, hopefully with a chance to win?
Throw left side complete. It's Schultz. That catch good for only a yard, and it'll be third down. You got the big lead defensively, willing to give them that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
Oh, he's got him in wide open, complete. A gain of 19 and picking up the first. Jackson will throw again. Oh, that was dangerous. Threw it into coverage, almost picked. But instead, they'll keep it on second down. Another wayward pass. You know, things started out poorly in this game, and to be frank, they just really haven't gotten much better.
And all that does is embolden the secondary. They feel good about what's going on, and they just play better and better.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. Jackson to throw again. And he whips that one incomplete there. He was trying to get it to Seth Roberts, and it's 3rd down.
My man's getting a little loose with the football there, right? Interception before, almost had one here. He's got to start taking better care of it.
Yeah, really should have been back-to-back drives with interceptions. He's lucky there. Under pressure here, and down he goes. Sacked back at about the 43-yard line. Well, they went with the nickel. They throw in an extra defensive back. Coverage was very good.
Yeah, it was exactly as you would expect. A passing down, you bring in the nickel package. Just as you described, the coverage was excellent and allowed one of their linemen to end up getting to the quarterback.
Here's Jackson to throw. Escaping the pressure right. And it is incomplete. Or it looked like he had it and dropped it. And the Chiefs will have the football back in excellent field position. Well, being just short of midfield, they decide to take a crack at it on 4th down. They don't come through.
Sometimes it's just showing confidence in your defense. You know that they're good, and they'll take care of you. A lot of coaches during the week will announce to their team, we're going to be aggressive, guys. We're going to go for it. Hey, defense, you got me? A little bit of a challenge to them to see if they'll pick up the rest of the team.
We'll see how they respond now. And now here comes Kansas City. Been a very strong performance for them, really on both sides of the football. The turnover on downs, the most recent example. And now, obviously, they're in a great spot here.
Yeah, if you're over on the bench right now, you're shaking hands with your teammate, you're hugging him, give him a little dap. Been a big, big performance for them. Now you just don't get careless. Take care of the ball on the way out.
Hey. Here we go now.
This is Collins on the handoff. And he'll be brought down at about the 42. Now whistles, and the Raiders are going to signal for a timeout. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the 4th quarter. Absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. So the defense had a chance to catch their breath, and now they're back out and ready. The Chiefs on 3rd down. They've been really good, converting 7 of their 10 tries. This is 3rd and 10. Throwing now is Mahomes. He'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 47. It's a loss of a full 3 yards, and it brings up 4th down. Well, you can see what they wanted to do. They wanted to set up the screen there, but it got blown up.
It's hard to run that play if you're not getting a lot of pressure at the quarterback because the space doesn't open up. They were able to read that one and slow it down and stop it before they could get a first down.
And now Oakland ready to take the field. And this offense last time turned it over, went for it on 4th, didn't get it. They're lucky, though, because no points against the team on the board, but we'll see how they respond.
Yeah, they've got to give a lot of credit to their defensive teammates, don't they? They had their backs on that last series, and because they did so, that allows the coach to still stay aggressive on offense and maybe go for it again in a similar situation.
I was going to say maybe makes that offense feel good, but when you know you've got a defense making stands like that.
Yeah, that'll loosen up things a little bit, won't it? Maybe you'll play a little bit better the next time you have the ball.
Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, 4th quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield. After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20.
All right, now look at 56. Hurry up, here we go. 56. 319.
To throw is Jackson. Throwing again. Letting one go deep for Roberts. Picked off by the free safety, Eric Berry. And his guys are going to get the football at their own 47-yard line. Well, when I saw the pressure coming at him, that just looked problematic. Hit him as he threw it, and the interception ensued.
Let me pay homage to the man who stood in this spot before. He always talked about how much pressure is in the face of a guy, and can he step into a throw. And when you can't do that, oftentimes interceptions result.
So good starting field position for him here as they come up 1st and 10. The drive starts with a run by Collins. And very little running room there. He did get a couple up to the 49. And now here comes the 3rd of their timeouts defensively. So they'll be left with only the 2-minute warning to stop it from here on out.
Let's get it.
Collins. Officially no gain on the play, and they're left with a 3rd and 8. And in this situation with the lead 4th quarter, they're liking keeping the ball on the ground, I'm sure.
That's just smart football, but you know the defense has to know it as well. They've got to stop them here. So now we're going to see that loading the box in a big way. 6, 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take, puts a little bit more pressure on your big offensive line.
So the Chiefs in possession of the ball as we welcome you back. They've got a 3rd down now as they look for one more 1st down to help salt this one away.
Hey, here we go now. Green, 39.
Now a give to Collins. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 45-yard line. He loses 4, and it brings up 4th.
He continues to struggle to find a crease to break off a big one and might need to just put that aside and just try and ram his way forward and get what he can.
Here's Dustin Colquitt now as he's on to punt for Kansas City. And that one hits a little too close to the goal line, and it continues into the end zone for a touchback. And now Oakland ready to take the field. They're down big here late. I don't know. You just one last drive here for pride?
Some people like to do that. I remember playing for a guy once. We were down huge, and someone said, "Coach, what do you want to call?" He just waved a hand like, "Who cares? Let's get out of here and do something some other time." But some teams like to do something at the end to feel a little bit better as they continue to move forward.
Yeah, probably just want to put this one behind them. Throwing the out route incomplete. It's Roberts. Give him 9 there on the 1st down completion. Now they got to get to the line quickly. On 2nd down, Jackson eluding the pressure right. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. Nowhere to go downfield, but he's able to get out of bounds and stop the clock here with a 1st down. The last drive, remember, similar situation. He forced a ball into coverage through the pick. He learned better there.
Yeah, similar to a golfer that's confronted with a shot that you just can't make. Sometimes you have to take your medicine, as they say, right? Just pull it down, take off, and go. Don't make something worse than what it was.
And they'll run it here. And he went nowhere. Well, he went backwards, back to the 33. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down.
Perfectly designed blitz right there. They took that one from the grease board to the field because they were able to free up their linebacker to get into the backfield and spill the play.
Here's Jackson looking to throw on 2nd down. Dancing to his left. And he goes out right around the 39. 6 yards there off the scramble, but it'll still leave him with a third down.
Okay, he's not going to get the first down, but this is still a nice job of buying some time and then running to get to the sideline and get out of bounds and avoid the big hit.
The Raiders on third down. They're right at about the league average, 40%, 4 for 10. This is 3rd and 7.
Here we go now. Green, 39.
From the gun, Jackson. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off by the free safety, Eric Berry. Just a little bit of a rough stretch. 6 interceptions now in these last 2 weeks combined.
I know the easy thing is to go back to mechanics, footwork, things of that nature. I'm also wondering, is he getting fooled by what he's seeing on defense? Has the scouting report changed? Are they showing him things different than what he expected? For the 2nd week in a row, he's throwing it to the guys in the wrong color shirt.
Yeah, he better figure, whatever the reason is, he better figure it out. And now here comes Kansas City. The clock cannot be stopped here. Defense can't do anything. So kneel it down, take it home.
No doubt about it. It's what you practice for in winning situations each and every week. Victory formation. Take a knee and go on into the locker room and celebrate.
Call it a victory.
Here we go.
Victory in the cards now for the Chiefs as they take a knee here. And they cannot do anything to stop the clock defensively. 3 straight wins to start the campaign now.
And this is where a team, privately, within the confines of their own room, their meeting rooms, the locker room, they start to think to themselves, we're pretty good. We should be a playoff team.
And, Charles, I think when the schedule comes out, all teams, no matter where they're predicted to finish, talk about protecting your home turf. They were able to do that here in this one.
Similar to a tennis match, right? Not letting them break your serve. That way you hold on to it. They got it done, and they feel very good about that victory.
So for Kansas City, it's an ideal start as they move to 3-0 now on the young season. And they will hit the road next week to take on the Minnesota Vikings. Meanwhile, for Oakland, the early struggles continue as they'll sink to 0-3. And they'll get the extra week to think about this one as they return to action in 2 weeks' time. I'm Brandon Gaudin. Certainly have to thank Charles Davis, my broadcast partner, and our entire crew. We'll catch you next time right here. It's the NFL on EA Sports.
Oh, I hear you guys talking about Victory Monday. Only one way to get that. Let's see some hustle out there. We got a big game on Sunday.
All right, here we go. Green 39, green 39. Hot. Hurry up, here we go. Blue 90, blue 90. Hot. right, here we go. 319! 319! Leopard! Leopard! Now, check. Patriot! Patriot! Now let's go! Green 39! Green 39! right, here we go.